Hello, my lovely people. Thank you for stopping by. Assuming you've been making all the savings and you've been doing the right things, and maybe you start having some money, and you'd want to start investing this money maybe in property. So that's why I'm coming up this week with these tips on maximizing your investment in properties. I'm excited to be taking you through this because there are some good points that you can take from this to help you in planning for your future investment, if that's the case. So let's just dive right in. So, first of all, if you want to invest in property, it could be in an auction, or you might have seen a property you'd want to buy. First and foremost thing that needs to be done is for you to do a thorough research on the property and then the location. Why is this so important? It's because investing in property is the most expensive, or it's an area where you put in a lot of money. So you want to be right on your decision to go into that investment. Otherwise, all your life savings will just be gone in a flash. So it is very crucial you first of all do a thorough research on the property and then its location. So this will include maybe the price and all that, the amenities in the area, and maybe new development coming into the area. So you need to do all those research very well. So secondly, after you doing your own research, you need to seek the help of professionals like solicitors and surveyors, especially if you want to bid from an auction. It is very important you get all these people prior before you go into the auction house, or before you do your auction by post. So it's important you find a solicitor who will take up the work for you, and then a surveyor. It is equally important for you to sort your finance out before maybe you, especially going into an auction. It is important you sort your finance out to make sure that if you win the bid, you'll be able to pay the percentage that is required of you within time. So make sure the money is there, and then um, uh, the money will cater for all that needs to be paid after you finish bidding. It is also very important you look for a bargain on materials on renovation. So assuming you're able to buy the property now, and especially from auction where you need a lot of work to be done on the property, it's very important you look for places where you have a decent bargain with the materials. You are looking for quality, but still you can equally get a decent bargain somewhere. So this all boils down to researching. You have to research um, even where to get your materials. It is equally important to use a recommended tradesman and get yourself involved as well. So look for a recommended tradesman. The best is word of mouth from friends and family, but equally on the net, there are some decent sites where tradesmen are recommended for you to use. I personally use one of such trade sites, and I use this gentleman who was so good. And he did my bathroom every time. I'm just recommending him to people. So it's very important you get a recommended tradesman and yourself get yourself involved. If it's even you doing some few paintings here and there, or collecting some rubbish from the house, that will save you a lot of money, because if you allow the tradesman to do that, they will collect more money from you. So that is also a tip there. Now, the first question, that is to do a thorough research on property and location, that I talked about earlier on. I've kind of just broken just that one down. With that, you need to be asking yourself some question. So first of all, what's the market value of the property? It is very important you look at the market value of the property. So how can you do this? You can do this by even going online to look for properties sold within maybe some few months in that area, and then that will give you a rough estimate of how much the property will be worth. So that is very important. You can even bring in your surveyors to kind of look at it, evaluators, somebody who will evaluate the property for you, or some sites you can go there, pay some are even free. You can just register, you put your details in, and then the property that you are looking for in, and it will give you a rough valuation of what the property is worth. It is also important that you look whether there's any structural issues with the property. So it is vital that if it is an auction site or an auction property, you book a day and view the property yourself. And it will be recommended that when you are going, you go with somebody who is an expert in renovation and all that, or even a structural engineer if you can afford to go along with you to look at the property, so that you are sure you are making the right decision. So the next one, it is very important for you to also read the legal pack. Some of these properties, they come with some dodgy terms and conditions that mortgage providers like the bank will not be able to even come in to help you. So the banks are so much into this, so they can easily spot all these issues. So it is important you read the legal pack to know what you are going into. It is also very important for you to look at the area. I think I touched on this briefly. Look at the area to see whether there's any new development coming into the area, because you want to maximize your profit. So if you start early, if you through your research you realize that there is some new development coming into the area, then it's a good idea you invest. So with that, your return on investment is going to be very high, because when you start, you buy the property before the development start coming in, then this will increase the value of properties in that area. So do your research, look for areas where there's going to be significant development in those areas, so that will equally help you. Last but not the least, you should be asking yourself, what are the social amenities in that area or near that area? So social amenities like train station, schools, hospitals, and all that, decent schools, is very important, because these things kind of increase the value of the property as well. And if you are just buying to invest, for you to get people to rent quickly, then you should be looking for amenities such as this, because especially families who want to rent, they would want to make sure they have schools, a decent school around, a train station, or some form of way of getting an access to transport, and a hospital and all that. So it is important you look for that. So in the next slide, I'm going to give you more example on this. That is there any major future development that can increase the value of the property? So let's go to the next. So from the previous slide, where we're trying to look for major development that can boost, similar like this. So this is a project called HS2 project. It's a high-speed rail lines being constructed in the UK, especially from London to other parts of the UK. So major cities like Birmingham, Liverpool, Nottingham, and co. So why am I saying this? This is a great opportunity. In London, a property that is costing, or that is priced, let's say around £600,000, in the likes of around Nottingham, that same property might be only worth £80,000. You see, so this high-speed railway project, what it's going to do is to bridge the gap of the prices between south and north. So if you are able to get a property, let's say around Nottingham, for even 50,000, when this HH2 project is completed, that your house might even triple. It might go maybe quadruple to maybe 200, 400 and all. So it's a great opportunity. So you need to be looking out for major developments that are coming around so that you are ahead of time. I said it earlier on that when you read a lot, then you are privy to some of this information, and then so you will be able to make the right decision early, and you stay ahead of time and you stay ahead of your game. So that is that for looking at projects that are potential for you kind of benefiting from. So talking about the north and south divide in the UK, I've just pulled out an auction property. As I make this recording, this auction will go, or will come live on the 13th of December, so like 2 weeks from now. And if you look at the price of the property, the guide price is £37,000. And in actual fact, this property, if you have it in the south, especially around London, you will not have 37,000. It should be going for more than 250, £300, you know. So the result of the HS2 project will kind of bridge this gap a bit. So I think it's time for people to start, for us to start looking at investing around these areas. And if you look at the house, it's quite decent as well. It's not very bad. If you look at the interior, it's not bad at all. And so what we have here, this is an auction site. So you'll be able to do a bit of research yourself. We have the floor plan, we have the legal part, we have the bidding form. So that this means you can bid by post. You can also arrange for you to go and view the property yourself. And there's also finance available for this property. So just a rough calculation, this property is worth 37,000 as a guide price. If it is sold at that price, the finance company will be able to provide you 75%, and you would only have to provide 25%, and that 25% should be around £9,250. So if you have roughly around £9,250, so let's say £10,000, this house could be yours. You just get it. You don't even have to do much on it. If you like, you just rent it out to somebody, and then as the house continue to wait for some time, and HS2 project kind of coming to a completion where we have lines running up and down the north and south. You see your property going up in value. So this is some of the opportunities one can get oneself involved in. The return on investment on this property, I see it as very, very, very high. So just to look at the house, this 37,000 guide price house, look, it's neat. I don't think you even need to do a lot of work or a lot of renovation on this house. So just to show you the picture, it's a decent house. 2-bedroom house. So this is also a land. This land you can actually build about 3-bedroom apartment on this, 3 bedrooms apartment on this land. You see, how much is it costing? £5,000 as a guide price. It might just stay around 5,000, or it might go slightly above above this. But you see, if you're able to save 5,000, you don't just leave it in your bank account, but you can take the initiative by investing this amount in a land, or even just investing it in the land and getting the plan approved. That will even triple or even quadruple your investment. You can just sell the land and the plan, and you would have made a lot of money. So these are some of the small tips that one needs to be aware of. So that is just a tip for today. I hope it's of use to you. If you like it, you can share it with your friends and families, so that we all kind of get ourselves out of financial burden and bondage, so we get ourselves free of any financial issues. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.